If there's one non-technical criticism of Cyberpunk 2077 that you can continue to make, even in the current actually it's better than you'd think narrative surrounding the game, it's the fact that the idea of life paths were reduced to practically nothing in the final product. After a short introductory mission, and then one tiny follow-up quest later in Cyberpunk 2077, your choice of life path has zero real impact on the story. Instead, life paths are reduced to a series of dialogue options that come up in conversation. Again, these more or less never result in actually different outcomes to situations or missions, it's mostly just different lines. Well, one player, u/bmandaler, decided to go through and map out every single instance where V is given the option to say something unique as a nomad, street kid or corpu. And they've compiled it into a single image that I can only clip because it's so massive. But the original, blown-up version can be seen here. It's kind of fascinating, considering most players will only do one playthrough with one life path, and will probably never experience 2/3 of this list. Corpu seems to have the most options, significantly longer than the other two lists. I am reminded of a very old theory about what happened to the life paths as the game was reshuffled. In effect, the idea is that the main story campaign is made of 3 life paths that got jammed together. Meredith Stout was supposed to be the main part of the Corpool life path, but was cut down and reduced to almost nothing. I mean, they even made a sex scene with her before she disappears entirely. Why? Then there's Judy, who seems like the obvious main component of what would be a street kid life path, and that could also potentially connect to NCPD Cop River down the road. Panam, obviously, is the nomad life path, complete with not just her own storyline and romance, but even a nomad-specific ending they left in the game that anyone, street kid or corpu, can choose.